What is up? Welcome back to the Be Unexpected podcast with Wyatt and Jake. Today we're going to recap the Nebraska Purdue game, talk some college football, talk a little about our next game coming up against Michigan State. We are one win away, people, from being bowl eligible. How exciting, Jake.
Well, would have thought. I mean, we were 0-2, and just to think we would be in this spot. I mean, technically, I don't know if it's official, but we control our own destiny because you'd think, Minnesota has the tiebreaker, but they still have to play Ohio State and Wisconsin. So, but Wisconsin, Minnesota, someone's going to lose that game. So you'd think we kind of control our own destiny.
Yeah, we stand at fourth on our side or tied for third. Well, actually, no, tied for first.
But we're all tied for first.
Yeah, we're all tied for
We're all
first.
tied.
3-2. I guess Minnesota holds the tiebreaker over us because they beat us. But the big thing is we need Minnesota to lose.
Yeah, to Ohio State.
Yeah, to Ohio State, which that would be good. And then, I thought we would be bowl eligible. We would have to grind it out, wait till the 2 last games of the season or 3.
Mm-hmm.
But to be this close this early, like you said, we were 0-2. So it looked like we were going to go 4-8 again. So it's cool that we're in this position right now.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the benefit. I'm just going to say it about our side is it's not the strongest side in the Big Ten. So it's we got a good chance. We don't have to, if we lose to Ohio State or Michigan, we still got a shot. But
yeah, it's kind of, and when you think of it, it really does make sense. So now next year with the 4 teams joining us and not doing any divisions, because you got in the Big Ten championship, you would probably have an Ohio State, Michigan, or Ohio State, Penn State, not Ohio State, Northwestern, Ohio State,
Purdue,
year, yeah. So it's, it makes sense, but for Nebraska fans, it's gosh darn it, shoot.
I know.
Yeah.
But honestly, this might be the best year because in the future, we might be in the top Big Ten, the first year.
Yeah.
Rule get us to a bowl game. Some people thought we wouldn't even get to a bowl game in the first year. So the good thing is that, Michigan State, they're kind of going through a little what we went through. They fired their coach for the allegations that he had. And so that, they're probably struggling with that. So that's honestly good for us that they're not as good. And I think our running game really will help us out. We ran the ball 48 times for 155 yards. That's crazy. And we only threw it 11 times.
Does it say how many carries Harburg had?
Yeah. So Harburg had 19 carries for 22 yards, but he went 6 for 11 for 122, but threw 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And that one was the first one or the second one where it was a huge bomb that he threw.
Yeah. To Lloyd.
Yeah. That was nice. I'm
that
glad
was beautiful.
Yeah, that was
awesome. Good.
And so that was pretty to watch. I'm glad to see him throw touchdowns because you kind of do want to throw the ball a little more because what if our run game doesn't work in one of the games, So it's good to see him have some confidence throwing touchdowns. But then Emmett Johnson, the guy that no one thought would really play at running back, but now we need him. He led us in rushing with 76 yards on 13 carries and 1 touchdown. His longest was 28 yards. So he's doing pretty good. The guy that came out of nowhere.
And he's a true freshman, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, think about this. At the start of the year, he was 4th string running back?
Yeah.
Because you got Irvin, Johnson, Grant, and then him. But with Irvin struggling and holding the ball and with other injuries with Johnson. And now he's a starting running back. So it's pretty crazy and I think it goes to show I don't know, sometimes yes, transferring is good, but if you just stick it out and grind it out, look where you're at now. You're the starting running back.
Yeah.
And then look at Harburg. Last year he's 4th string. Even this year he played a little tight end and wide receiver this year.
Exactly.
So some of these guys to stick it out, it's the best thing they could do.
Yeah. Cause I think even maybe they were gonna maybe redshirt Johnson. I don't know. Obviously
Yeah.
now they can, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's really shown that um he can carry the load because and Grant's good, but just got
Mhm.
fumbling problems, man.
Dude, he's good, like, but he just can't hold the ball. Like, I don't know, he just fumbled it. Like, he's a freaking good athlete and good runner.
And you can tell it, like he has spurts where it's like, dang, that was like a hard run. He would just trucked some guys, but then
Hmm.
the next play he'd fumble, and it's just like, but then Harbaugh he fumbled too, like
Hmm.
he fumbled the snap twice, and then Sims came in and he fumbled. So
Yeah.
I didn't get that move at all. Like, why did we send Sims?
Why'd Sims come in?
Yeah.
Well, because Harburg, he got clocked on that linebacker dude.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
he like, and then he got all bloody, and then I thought it said like on, Greg Sharp on the radio was saying that couldn't stop bleeding, so they had to
Um,
put Sims in, and just, man, did he blow? He's
yeah.
not. I mean, you got to think he's not going to get another shot if Harper goes down. Like, you got to put Purdy. Like, it's just not good with Sims in the game.
I feel like if we put him at wide, I was like, I mean, I don't know how good the other backups are. Maybe Sims is our best, choice, but it's like maybe Sims should play wide receiver. We are low on the wide receiver end with injuries,
Yeah,
but because like he's fast, but it's like he just can't on the ball, man. I
yeah,
don't know, man. But then
long, tall, and athletic, but I don't know. Who
I
knows
heard
with that?
so Heinrich, he like got beat up and everything. They were saying in this article I found on Facebook. But Rule said too that one of the big hits that he took was like his own fault.
Yeah.
So it's just like a learning process for him, and he'll get better. But I mean, it's cool to see just the offense improve because like before the fumbling started, I thought we played for us like our best on offense so far this season because we were
Hmm.
really moving the ball really well, and our
Yeah.
passing game looked good, which we
Yeah.
don't pass the ball that much. So
Yeah. We don't, and I hope it's not. We're getting to this point. I don't want to become like Iowa with the offense, but I just think that's where we're at right now. Is we kind of do what we can to win, but
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. And then our defense is just dominating.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, dude, our defense, like, they are just, I don't know, man. The Tony White and what he's doing with the defense is just insane. And the guys up front from Robinson and Hutchmaker, and then our linebackers, Butler and all those guys just have been just doing crazy good.
yeah, for sure. And it's just like, and I'm glad we won those 3 games that we needed to win: Northwestern,
Right.
Illinois, and
Yeah.
Purdue. It's
You
like,
you know, like Nebraska, like, we haven't over the years of Frosty win the games that you can win, and probably gonna get our butts kicked against Ohio State and Michigan and Penn State. But those Northwestern, Purdue, Illinois, those are all toss ups. We would just,
yeah, we
yeah,
would
we
just
would not
blow it.
win.
Like the
Yeah.
year, was it 2018, where Northwestern had to go like 99 yards and they scored on us. And it's like, there's no way they can do this in. We watched that game together. Remember, it was like
Hmm.
under a minute, and it was just like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice to see that we can win the games that we're actually picked to win.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, did they pick? I don't think they picked us to win the Illinois game.
No, we
They
were
did
not.
not. They
We're
would,
not.
yeah, they picked us to win Northwestern and Purdue. So that was nice that we kind of pulled that upset against Illinois. And like you said, like we're kind of doing what it takes to win. It's not the prettiest, really, but
Hmm.
we get it done. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's, hey, at this point, you can't, pretty or not, it's a win is a win for Nebraska.
yeah, we're not trying to make top 25 right now. We're just trying to make a bowl game,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. But yeah,
Sure.
for like defense, Gifford, he had like 10 tackles, 4 were solo, 2 forced fumbles. So he's just, I mean, I just kind of told you like we just got guys on the team that are like our dogs, dude. They're just
Yeah.
beasts.
Yeah. We just have just a bunch of dudes who are just fly to the ball, intercepted. Like, Newsome had the punt, that the field goal block for a touchdown, and you recovered to fumble. And then
Yeah.
our linebackers are just good. Our guys up front are just like disrupting
And we're
sacks.
physical. We're going to the ball. Where
Yeah.
before it seemed like we were waiting or, we just weren't aggressive. And
Mm-hmm.
now teams can't run screen passes on us or run the ball very well on us at
Yeah.
all. Like Minnesota, they were known for running and we just shut them down.
Yeah.
Like teams like
You
Iowa, that will help. And Maryland's kind of more of a passing because they got two of his brothers, the quarterback from Maryland, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
still
They've been
there.
struggling though. So that's the
Yeah,
thing too. Like they've been struggling. They started out 5-0, but now they've lost like 3 in a row. Michigan
yeah,
State is struggling. Wisconsin, Iowa aren't anything special, but Iowa's defense is always good. You get with Wisconsin, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I
These
know.
next 2 games, Maryland and Michigan State. I mean, definitely can win them.
Oh yeah. Like before when the season started, I was like, we got to win those, the 3 games, like I said. And then after that, like Michigan State, Maryland, I thought maybe we'd split it. But now you got the feeling like, man, we could beat both those teams the way we're playing right now, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
I think when we play Wisconsin, that will be a defensive battle because their defense is pretty strong, and Iowa too. So even if we would win like it's a low scoring game, I think it will work, especially since we run the ball and we waste time on the clock. So that
yeah,
helps us too.
yeah.
But
Time of possession, huge. Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, like in other news of the Big Ten, what do you think about this whole Michigan like sign stealing
yeah.
thing?
Well, dude, I was just listening to the radio this morning, and so they were talking about that Hunter Stallions guy being at Central Michigan versus Michigan State on the sidelines, like watching Michigan State to prepare Michigan. And there's like a picture of him out there, and just all these things that are coming out now about him going to all these games. And I don't know if anything will happen, but it's just crazy. All these stories are coming out with all
Yeah.
that.
And I don't know, if you're a Michigan fan, you're thinking like, oh, the NCAA just like against us because we're good and we're Michigan, and not a lot of guys like Jim Harbaugh, I guess. But I was like, I don't know. I mean, I I wouldn't be shocked if it was true, really, because
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe other teams do it, maybe they don't. But they were saying how they need to get what NFL has, and you get like a mic in your helmet, and they can
Hmm.
talk to you through the helmet. Which I don't know why they don't do that in college football.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
They do in the NFL, and they should in college football.
yeah, college football
But
is just the minor leagues for the NFL.
yeah.
I mean, why not
Yeah.
treat it like the NFL? It
Yeah.
actually is going to become the NFL because look how big these conferences are.
Yeah. It's
You're just
been
gonna,
crazy.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
just gonna have one big side,
Hmm.
one side here, one side there, just like the NFL, because they're getting rid of conferences left and right,
Uh-huh.
and so
So within on that side, what do you think Iowa will do? So Brian Ferentz going to be gone at the end of the year. Do you think Kirk Ferentz is going to be gone too, or do you think he'll stay?
right now I think he'll stay, but I think it depends, like if they make a bowl game or not. If they,
Hmm.
I mean, oh wait, no, they'll make a bowl. They're like 6-2. Never mind, because
Yeah.
they're pretty good. But I think it depends, like kind of how the games probably look at the
Hmm.
end of the season. Like, are they actually scoring more points,
Hmm.
or did they lose like to us? Like that's always a big thing. Like if we beat them pretty good and they can't, do anything on offense, or maybe he's just tired of coaching, and a lot of coaches have gotten out of college because it's all
Hmm.
changed now. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he's been in Iowa for since like the 90s, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Early 2000s. I mean, I don't know if he was like an offense or defensive coordinator beforehand, but had been the head coach for like 20 years.
Yeah. So probably over. And
Yeah.
I I think he'll stay because like if he wouldn't have got rid of us, his offensive coordinator, I think maybe then they would fire him because you got to do something.
Hmm.
So and then they
Yeah.
kind of had a tough break with their starting quarterback getting injured. Um, what was is it
McNamara,
McNamara? Yeah,
yeah.
McNamara. So you never know if he doesn't get injured. Maybe they're good on offense,
Hmm.
but now they got the backup in, but I mean that's good news right now. It's good news for us when we play them at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they kind of like the Big Ten though. It's really like defense and running. If you really think about it, if you look at like the Big 12, honestly, that's one of my favorite conferences to watch because they just score a lot of points, but there's no defense. And the Big Ten has way better defenses than the Big 12 does. SEC's probably both good offense and defense, depending on what team really. Like LSU doesn't have a defense. Like Bama and Ole Miss, Auburn, they're good both ways. Georgia, obviously, but yeah, I mean the Big Ten, I think it's a defensive league. Like you gotta have tough defenses, but you can't like just score like 3 to 6 points a game. Like if you score like 14 to 17 is good in the Big Ten. You can win a game if you score 14, 17 points. And if your defense is good. I mean, we did that against, I mean, it was Northwestern, but we survived against Northwestern and we scored 17 points. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Do you think he'll leave Iowa?
I don't know, because I think that I mean their athletic directors change, and it sounds like there's just new like staff that is in charge there. So it sounds like the athletic director made Kirk fire Brian. So I wonder like that's firing your son. Never, that would stink. But I don't know. I mean, maybe with everything changing, they might just say, "Hey, it's you had a great career here, but it's time to hang it up."
Yeah, that would be really tough firing your own son.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Maybe that kind of plunges him in the gut and like I can't do this anymore. But then
well,
go ahead.
I'm gonna change the subject on you real quick here. So I got a question for you. So the video is out. So your speech at your brother's wedding last week. Tell me how I mean, I'm just thinking like, how did you prepare for that, like giving the speech? And did you like come up with some stuff on the spot, or was that all like on your notes, like you were gonna give the speech?
So like I came up, I mean, I got a bunch of stuff to like go off of.
Right.
Just growing up with them. And I was like, oh, I could say this or this joke would be funny, and I wrote like probably 5 to 8 things down. I used like 1 or 2 of them.
Really?
I just like went with it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I kind of just like ad-libbed a lot and just kind of, I don't know, spoke from the heart. When we interviewed Trevor, pretty much Trevor Strong.
Yeah.
Remember names right now.
Yeah.
When we interviewed Trevor Strong, and after we were done, we were talking to him. I remember he was like, "Yeah, man, it's just all from the heart." I was like, "Oh, that's what I'll do. I'll just speak from the heart." And I just kind of did that, and like the Letterman jacket story, I wrote that down. And I was like, I gotta tell that story. And then my joke at the end, I just randomly thought of that like months ago. I was like, oh, that would be really funny.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if I was gonna use it. Like it was more of like, let's see where this speech goes. And if it fits, then I'll use it. And like I'm not one where, all right, I'm gonna make this fit, I'm gonna make this fit. I'll just be talking and then I'm like, I don't know, it just hits me like, oh, this will fit in my speech during the speech. And then I'll say a joke or I'll say something, I don't know, serious or motivational or whatever. But yeah, I basically just go through what's in my head and speak from the heart and just roll with it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just was thinking, when you give speeches, or I've only give a few, it's like you have a few points, but you don't even use those points because you just get up there and things kind of change. But no, it was great. It was hilarious and it was a great job. And it was a beautiful wedding. So yeah.
Yeah, it was great. There was like one point like my phone didn't like I looked at my notes, not because I used them, but it like just kind of helps to look. And then like when I would look at them, like I would kind of like think of something, not really think of something to say, but it would kind of bring me back to like, okay, now I could say this or whatever. And my phone like locked. And so like Kenny was sitting next to me and tried to open it, but he couldn't. So I was just talking. And then I don't know what I said, but I said something so people would laugh. And then as they were laughing, I just unlocked my phone and my notes pulled up. And Wes was like,
shoot.
that was like he's like, that was so clutch because you just like didn't panic. And I was like, yeah, I mean, if it would have stayed locked, I would have been fine. But just in case, But yeah. I mean, it's all about like confidence. And I mean, I had to work on that for years, I think I've been speaking in this December will be like 10 years I've been doing
Hmm.
it. So,
Yeah. So
uh,
yeah, it's not just like a one-off thing. It's definitely years and behind the scenes work, right? It's
yeah, you look up stuff on YouTube about how to give speeches. You dive into some personal stuff that's hard to talk about. That's what people want to hear.
yeah,
You
yeah.
like,
They and you've done that too. They don't want to just hear like the fluffiness, like your honesty, like about they want to hear that, and so that's what's good.
yeah, and like, I mean, like you and I, like, we share stuff, and like I got choked
Hmm.
up like once or twice during the speech, and like you gotta compose yourself a little bit, and like that's
Yeah.
hard to do because it's just like I don't know. You ever like talk about it, and then like some bad memories come back up into your head. It's
Hmm.
like it feels like you're back in that moment, like you're not like
Right.
in the room, you're like you're back at that moment at that bad time, and
Hmm.
so that's kind of hard too. Is like just trying to compose yourself and stay under control and speaking because I don't know, like the best speeches are heart wrenching and funny and stuff, but it's really hard to talk about. So
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, but I was glad that my speech turned out well because it's probably the most important speech I had to give. I didn't want to mess it up at my
Right.
brother's
Yeah.
wedding, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm glad it turned out well. So
Yeah. No, it was good, man. It was awesome.
yeah, man, thanks.
No.
But what do you think is some of the most unexpected things so far that has happened to Nebraska football?
Mm. Yeah, so I'll go three. Let's say I for sure the quarterback situations. Like, what in the world, from not bringing Casey Thompson back to bringing Sims in to it being Harburg. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, and I guess maybe surprised how good the defense is. Like, you thought, that's their strength because they had a lot of guys back, so that's great.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, another thing is I really love to watch Matt Rule's like press conferences on like Mondays or during the week or
yeah,
even post game. It's just I love listening to him speak. He's
yeah,
just such a good communicator, and yeah, he actually answers the questions though. You know what I mean? Like some coaches are like standoffish and are like
right,
jerks
right.
about it. I mean, he's brutally honest and he answers the questions.
Yeah,
So
he's like brutally
that was
honest,
kind
but
of cool to see.
he doesn't. He's brutally honest, but he doesn't throw anybody under the bus.
Right.
He
Yeah.
probably chews them out in practice or whatever, but you know, he's honest about like, oh, our quarterback needs to get better or our defense played like crap. Like, remember the Michigan game? He said like, oh, we something like how we played just terrible and we didn't even have an intensity or whatever. They didn't show up.
Yeah.
So he was honest, but like it wasn't like he was calling out certain players. He just called out
Right.
the entire team.
Yeah.
So
And I think you need that too. So he does a good job of like countering, like calling out, but then being like how he loves the kids. So yeah, I think it's just been, I don't know if it's unexpected that, but it's just cool to see all that.
yeah, I think mine is like the running back
Hmm.
position is like, I mean, we lose our top two running backs, and then we got Grant, but then he fumbles, and it was like Grant was like the guy last
I
year,
know.
and it was just like, and he should still play. We're not saying he shouldn't play, but
Right.
it's just like, what is happening? Like you see where he's a beast, like we were saying, but Johnson, like he's really stepped up, and he's only a freshman. Like think
Hmm.
about that. Like our backfield is like two freshmen. So think
Hmm.
about if you never know who they bring in, transfer portal, high school recruits, all that. But if Heinrich and Johnson keep improving by their junior senior year, they could be some of the best
Hmm.
players in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So it is cool
So
to see him step up where it was like, who is this guy? No
yeah.
one thought he'd play. So
Yeah. So what do you think? So Michigan State game on Saturday. Uh what's your prediction? How do you think it's gonna go?
I think we will win 28 to, let's say 21, 28, 21.
28-21?
Yeah. Because I
That's
feel like obviously our defense will, I think, shut them down. I mean, I would at least, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they scored less than 21 Michigan State, but with our turnovers,
yeah.
I think we're like Are we like number 1 in the nation or something in fumbles or something?
Oh yeah, we lead the nation in fumbles.
Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
that. But then
Yeah.
but I also think I'm going off this last game against Purdue. Our offense looked, in my opinion, the best it's looked so far this season. So if
Yeah.
we just keep getting better each game, I think we could score like 28,
Yeah.
35 against
Yeah.
Michigan.
28. That would be it's crazy to say now where we're at like 28 points. That's a lot for Nebraska.
Yeah, because I mean, we've shown it. Like, remember against
Right.
Illinois, we probably could have won, like, scored 24 or 35, 38 points if it wasn't for like fumbles. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think we'll pull it out. I guess the game is a toss up is the Maryland game. So I think like this Michigan State game, we got to get it. We just need one more, and it would feel like winning, which is kind of sad, but it just would feel like winning a bowl game because we're gonna go to a bowl game, and we haven't been to a bowl game since like 2016, 15.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's been a few years.
it has
2016, man.
Yeah,
That was
2016, and we lost to Tennessee, I think.
yeah.
But yeah, and it will be great. I
Oh.
mean, just one more win, man.
Yep.
One more win.
I think we'll win 19-6.
Ooh, I could see that.
I'd love to say like, oh, I don't know. I could see us scoring 20 points, but I feel like Michigan State always kind of has a tougher D, even though they've been struggling.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe get up early 14-0 and then I don't know.
Like something weird always happens. Like,
right.
Like we blocked that and that block on special teams. Was it a punt or a field? It was a punt, wasn't it?
The one that Newsom scored?
Yeah.
It was a field goal.
Field goal, okay.
Yep.
Field goal. We blocked a field goal. Oh yeah, and then Newsom, he was like special teams player of the week in the Big Ten. So
yeah.
Shout out to him. And yeah, like something weird always happens. We fumble or a pick six. I would love to see us get a pick six. We never I don't think we've gotten many pick sixes this year, so that would be nice to see.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, obviously our defense will show up, and I think we'll win the game.
Yeah, I do.
Bowl eligible.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So, all right, well, that's the episode of Be Unexpected. We just need one more win, people. We can do it.
Come on. We're not shooting for one more, though. We're going to Big Ten championship, baby.
Yeah. Let's go 9-3.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to.
That would be insane, dude, after we started 0-2.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It would be amazing. They would probably, I mean, what if they probably would extend Matt Rule after the first year? Like,
oh yeah, dude. Extend him for like 20 years,
yeah.
500 million.
Exactly.
So just sign him as a lifer.
Oh, yeah. After we make a bowl game. Or if we made a bowl game and then beat like Iowa really bad or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, one more win and we're bowl eligible. Also, if you want to check out my best man speech, it's on my YouTube channel, Live with Wyatt and Jake. So you can check that out as well. And after you watch that, go back to the Be Unexpected podcast and listen to this episode and more episodes that we have.
Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in to Be Unexpected. See you.